So I'm gonna speak about today. I'm gonna talk about something that is, that it's so sad, and I just hope that I'm not gonna cry. I hope that I'm not gonna cry. So I'll talk about how I almost lost my mind. And it happened. And just talk about witchcraft, guys. When we talk about witchcraft, that it happens. Now I saw witchcraft with my naked eye. I'll talk about when I say I saw witchcraft with my naked eye. So I come from a village where witchcraft it's done daylight, right? Witches are not ashamed, of being called witches. You know, calling each other witches now. They rule, my boy. They rule, guys. Witches rule. Where I come from, witches are feared. Um. So for the longest time, I've just been one of these things that right? Footprint, right? Where people take your footprint, right? Your footprint, and they mix it with is it footprint, yeah, like your footprint. They mix it with their dark things, right? And my my story it's even dark because of it's even heartless, man. Where they take that motlhala, it's a footprint, man. Footprint, the soil, just these on the soil, right? You pass, like you walk past here, and they take. Apparently, they use a plastic, right? Plastic or a teaspoon. They just take in just in between your footprint, right? They take it in between there, and they take that soil, they mix it with their dark things, right? They mix it with their dark things, and they take it to grave at night, right? At night they take it to grave, and they mix it with the dark things, and they bury into a grave, right? A grave where um at night, Friday at night, the following day, Saturday, there's a village. There's a not village. The funeral in the village where there's a funeral in the village, and that family it's gonna bury their child, right? The family is gonna bury their child, and they don't know that your 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 footprint, because of your footprint, Motlhala, it's this is that's who you are, your dignity, basically, right? And then they mix it, man, and they put it there because they believe that you're gonna die. That person who's been buried in that grave, basically, you are accompanying them. You keep them accompany, right? And they're gonna call your spirit to come, right? They believe that those things work. Probably they work. I don't know. Probably for me, I just think that I was protected, by God, and which I'm grateful for, man. And now I'm able to talk about this thing. As much as I lived in fear for so long, man. I can talk about this thing openly without no fear, because of you're not supposed to fear witchcraft, man. Witches, we fear witches for no reason, you know. Um, we fear these people, man, for no reason, actually, you know. Um, so I'll talk about not just that, also the whole thing of being sent, dark spiritual, animals that's supposed to harm you. I've been sent those things countless time, right? So because of these people, they see that they try you, from far spiritually, right? Now they come for you, and they send that one, or people are saying that she's strong, and she's not strong. It's just that she's very rude, right? She's very rude. She loves caused fight within the family, right? She basically, she doesn't see people. She's very rude. you know. And this is one particular and that I respected, you know, and that's what I love about her. The fact that, you know, she growing up, she's always being confront. You know, she confronts you. If she have a problem with you, she'll confront you, right? That's what I always love and respect about her, you know. And one day, man, I because I'm talking about how I almost lost my mind, right? I'm in Rustenburg, right? I'm in Rustenburg. I'm chilling at my mom rental place, my mom's home, right? I then she sent my cousin, right? My cousin, she's not working. She smoke, she drinks, she smoke weed, you know. And if you and the other thing as well, you know, I'll talk about this thing as well, where they babereka alcohol, right? They babereka um, weed, right? The weed that as people smoke, right? They buy bereka meaning they bewitch this thing so that person can you cannot live without it. They made a spirit over this thing. They give it to them. They smoke the weed and they get addicted to it. They cannot. Out of sudden, they cannot control it. You know, if they how do I say this? If they do not smoke, they cannot pass a day without smoking, right? So they depend on on them, right? They gave them 50 rand, they gave them 100 rand, they gave them 200 rand. That's how they get sent to do dark things, right? Um, because they don't work here, my boy, you know. So my cousin, so sad, so sad, so sad, so sad. So my cousin one day, I'm chilling at home, comes and he said to me that this particular aunt, um, he doesn't know where she stay, right? And he asked me to accompany him to her home, right? And I remember he got home, right? I was not at home, so I came and I got there. Um, he was sitting, right? He was sitting with my mom, and I got there and I greeted him and I asked him, "How's he? How are you? You know, how do you work? Blah 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 blah." Because I haven't seen him in a long time, right? Then I got out. I wanted to leave. I don't know where was I going, you know. And I remember how he approached me when he said that he is looking for her house, right? He came running up just out of the house. He came running and he said to me he doesn't know where she stays, right? And I was like, I don't know where she stays, you know, but I can go with you, right? I don't have a problem. I don't do anything to do anyway. So I can take you there, right? So my mom doesn't know where she stays as well. So we went to my sister's place first. And then from there, we went to, my sister directed us to her house, right? When I got there, when I got there, there's a chair, three chairs. Already there was a setup already, you know. I don't want to cry, guys. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry, you know. Um, as we got to that house, there was a three chairs, right? My cousin stays here. He sits here. I sit here. There's another chair here, right? I remember getting there, and as I was standing, they didn't offer me a chair, right? So I was just standing there, and she said, "O eme o kare lekgowa," right? O eme o kare o lekgowa. Meaning, oh, so are you just gonna stand there like a white person, you know? Um, you know, and that time when someone says something like that, you don't pay attention to it, right? You just, you know, you don't. You don't read much into it, right? Um, guys, I don't wanna, do this video and look like a victim. I'm not a victim. I just wanna share my story, man, and show people, the power of God. That when you pray, there's nothing that that is beyond that is beyond God's hand, Vana. You know, um, and then I sat. She got up, and I sat in the metal chair. Right, my cousin stays. She sits here. Her child is sitting here in this child's chair, right? And I, I feel sorry for these people. More than anything, instead of I, I, I don't see myself as a victim, but I just feel sorry for them. You know, um, the more I got to understand witchcraft, I don't feel sorry for myself. I feel sorry for them. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, you know, um, so I got in, right. I sat in the middle, the chair that was in the middle, right. Her child is sitting there, and they keep on saying, they love nicknames, right? Nicknames. They love nicknames, right? I don't want to say the nickname that they refer me to, Um, then she got up, right, and I said, right, as the child is it's pouring me cold drink, right, because they keep on saying like tell who cold drink, pour him cold drink, right. She's pouring cold drink and looking at her, right, and she shifted the body against to be the cold drink be like right in front of her because she by the kitchen, right, no shop. At that she went to the room, right. This is set up, this is a trap. Even my cousin, probably he didn't know what was going to happen, but being sent to call me, he was sent to call me. He then lied to say that he doesn't know where she stays, right. I hear there's a sound of a zip, right, a bag, right. um Hear the sound of a bag, a zip, right. She come and give me a cold drink. We busy drinking. She making a joke. They make love making joke. Fana, they love making jokes. They love making jokes, Fana, and it's almost like witches are trained to how to approach people that they against. You know, joke. And Fana, they will make your day. Yay, they will make your day. Um, she comes, talk behind me. I'm busy. There's a TV here, just by the way. There's a TV just in front of the chair. There's a TV there. So there's a reflection of her on TV, She then, from behind, pulled me with poor Muti over my head, right? And I see her, right? As I did this, she went for her hand like this, um I wanted to get up and confront her, right. Na ke raw ke ke I don't know I'm very we solve things now type of a person, right. We talk about it now, right. But something in me said no, calm down, see what's happening, right. You never believe in witchcraft, right. Nah, it's a myth. See it now happening with your naked eye, not in your spirits, with your spiritual eye. You see it now with your naked eye. See what's happening. Something said like, said was, calm down, see, watch what's going on, right? She did this, right? And now my body's in shock again. It's not just that something tells me like, no, watch. My body's in shock as well, right? As she's busy with Muti, reflection on TV, it shows, right? Also, her child is sitting here. Her face goes like, you know, and I'm looking at her. She's looking at her. My cousin is sitting here. He's just here. Like, he's just, I don't know, shame or let me just, because of I want to do the reflection, man, and I think my hands doesn't show, right? He's sitting here. Um, he's sitting here, my boy. He's sitting here. Um, my body is just in shock. Shock. I can't, for some reason, I can't move. You know, she's busy, of me with Moti, right? And then I was like, what's going on, right? I see now. You know, I remember the words of people when they used to say that she's a witch, you know, all things about her, that she's a witch, and they coming back. Fana, all things that people used to say about her, they coming back. And after she did all these things, she goes back to the room, and I hear again the bag, the zip of the bag again. She come back, stays next to me. I feel like vomiting, guys. I feel like vomiting. I feel like vomiting. You know, I feel like vomiting. You know, so as she's standing next to me, she's talking to me. She keep on doing this thing. You know, like making jokes, to make joke, and he was like, "Hey, Kana," you know, doing these things. Like just you're talking to a person and you poke them, right? No, you know those type of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, Kante, what they do at that time, they placing what they call. She's standing this side, right? What they call what is called a monitoring eye, spiritual eye. Ka Setswana re se bitsa leitlho la baloi, tsebe ya baloi, right? Bogologolo ne go na le so sa gore no, even now it's still happening, a thing ya gore um go na le tshego ya baloi where most people got mark on their bodies, they got mark just like a cross. That it's what baloi hear you, they see you, they monitor you basically, what you do, what you say, where are you, they know about everything about you. That's why I say there's a technology to witchcraft. So she plays this thing within me, and I for the longest time I knew that I had this thing, where they they hear what you say, you know where are you, the thoughts, what you're thinking, and where after they go back and they go to whatever that you do, they papata, they literally they go to beg for those things not to work. You know, um, there's also another thing, that crazy thing that happened on that day. So not nowadays they no longer take people's thingy, take people's clothes, your underwear or your beanie or your t-shirt to Sangoma to see your future, your future, how your life is gonna be. They no longer do those things. Once you touched um a glass, right? Once you take a glass, you touch the glass, your fingerprints in them, they can use the glass, just you touching the glass, they can use that to see whatever your future basically, and this is one thing that they're against with, success. They don't want success. They do not want success. They just want to hold people back, and it's just them who keep on, who doing well in life, basically. I my cousin, okay, her child is sitting this chair, right? She's holding a phone after her mom did everything that she did, and she got up with a phone, right? As she get up, she gave me a phone, literally, with no choice. Literally, how do I don't have a phone? I'm using my phone. I only have one phone, right? To give me a phone, basically, hold here, ntshwarele mo, and I have no choice but to hold the phone, right? What they want, fingerprints, right? As I was saying that I'm about to leave, I'm now saying, no, I'm leaving. Guys, I feel like vomiting. I feel like vomiting, man. I'm just sick to my stomach, to learn, about the witchcraft within families, and I'm gonna tell the story, man. I'm gonna tell the story, as she got up, she gave me a phone. Instead of just putting the phone where she's sitting on a chair. You could just put the phone there. She gave me a phone, say like ntshwarele mo, right? And I held the phone and I put it back to the chair where she was sitting. I'm shocked. What's going on? As we got up, as I got up to leave now, what happens is literally the mom closed the door and stepped back. And my thing is like, how stupid you think a person is. That's the most condescending thing about. Oh, they just assume that they are only people who are smart. Like you closing the door and you step aside. What do you think I am? I'm a child, right? Anyway, I grabbed the door handle and I opened and I went out. Still, what did she want? Fingerprints, right? To use it to whatever, whenever they want to monitor you, Um, mm, mm, mm. I'm in shock. At this time, I'm in shock. I was like, what's going on? Right? But again, I think it was just God wanted to actually to just um, show me, witchcraft with my naked eye. I got out. My cousin accompanied me, right? Well, my cousin stays in the village, the place where this whole thing happened, right? We go back to my mom's place because he took me there to say he doesn't know where they stay, right? On the way, my cousin keeps on saying, pray, pray, right? Um, kopa o rapele, kopa o rapele, right? Kopa o rapele. Um, you know, kopa o rapele. And I keep on saying to him, changing the topic, changing the topic, talk about other things. You just give me a short answer. Go back to, please, please, just pray. Wake up at 12, pray. Wake up at 12, pray. Please, pray, pray. From to her place to my mom's place, literally just keep on saying the same thing. You just keep on the same thing up until we got to my mom's place. From there, I take him from my mom's place to take a taxi to go back to where he stays. You keep on saying the same thing until you get on a taxi. Just keep on saying the same thing. Please pray, please pray, please pray. Right? That's when I almost lost my mind. Right? Here, where God comes in. Right? At night, during that day, at night, I am sleeping, right? I'm sleeping. There was no electricity. I remember that day, and I went to bed early. My head, my head was just like the nerves. Literally, they were closing down. Right, my head was just doing this thing. The movement, my head, for now, literally. um, for the first time, not that I was ordering God. I was not ordering God. You know, I remember literally feeling like I'm losing my mind. You know, I'm losing my mind. You know, I'm losing my mind. You know, um, so sad for now. It's so sad. You know, um, I remember I wanted to wake my mom up, say to my mom like to tie me up on the bed. You know, but then I said no. I don't want to bother my mom, right? I don't want to bother my mom. But I told my mom what happened though. I don't want to bother her. You know, I I wanted my mom to tie me in the bed. I remember when I almost lost my mind. I feel like I'm about to lose my mind, you know. And I remember saying like, please, please, if I lose my mind, please let it not be, you know, taking off your clothes and jumping on the streets, you know. Please let not it be that way, you know. Let me just lose my mind, but just not, not, you know, do what we see people do when they lose their mind, you know, on street and being naked on street and those things, you know, type of thing, you know. Um, there's too much sun, you know. Um, and as I was in my thoughts on that day, like, please let me not jump, you know, on street and I got up for the first time. For the first time, I don't pray to God. You know, not that I was ordering God. Again, I was not ordering God, but I took top a bath, right, bata, a kapelang, right, and took it to a tap of water, and I just put water in a tub, and I went outside, you know, because I didn't want to bother my mom, right. Went outside. There was just wind, just by the wind, right. And I took the bath and I just put it there and I spoke to God for the first time, not praying, but having conversation with God. And not in a disrespectful way, but I literally, for the first time, I spoke to God, having conversation with God. And I said, my words to God was, okay, I see these things are true, right? Witchcraft is a thing. I see it with my naked eye, right? Guys, I don't want to cry. I do not want to cry, you know. But I said to God that, okay, I see this thing with my naked eye, right? It was a shock, right? Because for the longest time, I never believed in witchcraft. You know, I never believed in witchcraft. I always hear people talking about witchcraft, guys, you know, but I never believe, or I thought that witchcraft is somebody's against you, then you go to Sangoma and you lawyer them. My small mind, um, slow mind, I honestly thought that that was witchcraft, you know, or someone lawyer you to went to Sangoma to lawyer you, then they send it back. I thought that was witchcraft. Not you law somebody for no reason. You know, um sharp. I was like, okay, God, I saw witchcraft, right? I saw it with my naked eye. So what does it mean? Does then means that these people have more power than you? That was me having conversation with God, right? My body shocked. Does it mean that these people have more power than you, right? If answer is yes, they have more power than you, who am I? Then it's gonna happen to me, which means whatever that they did to me, it's gonna let it happen. It's fine, right? But please, if these people they don't have more power than you, I said, "Kasi to get bophelo," right? Ke kopa bophelo. I keep on repeating this thing, saying, "Ke kopa bophelo," right? and I took that water and I just rinsed my hair. Me with my long hair, hey, my hair, guys. I washed my hair and I keep on saying kukupapuphelo. Basically, what does it mean? Kukupapuphelo. What does it mean? Ask for life. Yeah, kukupapuphelo. I just rinsed my hair. My head. I washed my hair, and I took a beanie. I didn't dry my hair. I take a beanie and I put it, and I just put it on my head, and I went back to the bed. I lay there. The movement of my head, find out here. Today we laugh. Today we laugh. And I remember as I went back to the bed, my body's still shocked, but I don't want to think. I want to try to take my mind away from that place, right? I looked, sometimes when God, works, when we say Mudimu wa Choma, and I was, I went to on a phone because of trying to not to think it, to overthink this thing. I went to YouTube just to take off my mind, listen to gospel. I remember there was for the first time I looked at YouTube. There's this video by the guys from Alex. I don't know, is Gweju Avenue. I said that name wrong probably. It's Gweju Avenue. I don't know. Gweju Avenue. There was this song by this Zimbabwean boy that went viral on TikTok. He was singing the song that Oburi remixed it. Song, it was in Zulu, man. It says lunzima lo hambo lo tlhola yeah, hey, my Zulu, lunzima lo hambo lo tlhola mathuneni. That song, so there's a group of guys from Alex, they were singing that song. So literally I listened to that song. I listened to that song over and over, about 5 times, and at the end, I realized there was this a Xhosa lady there, and people know me. I love Xhosa, Tanda's Xhosa, that's Tanda's Xhosa, So there was lady, he said, yo, zinqondo zami zazama, something like that, something funny like that, and she alluded and she said, God is good, literally. And that lady there on that video, on YouTube, by the way, I kept on repeating there because of it was funny, and just to take my mind away from what happened. Right, my head is still doing this thing, but I kept on laughing on that lady. Right, literally, she alluded and she said, "God is good." I keep on repeating that moment there, right? And I'm not saying that what healed me, right? But for some reason, my head, after listening to that song, that video, the movement was no longer there, right? Then I moved to I watched the video, Busi Khadebe, the video, right? I listened to that song over and over again. Then I was like, okay, cool, I'm blessed enough, right? I've listened to gospel. I listened to that songs, 2 songs. I don't know for close to an hour, because I just keep on repeating those songs, And then I moved to watch something else, and I watched Somizi, Downtown with Somizi, on Mzansi. I don't know, one on YouTube there though. He was having interview with Mamaralo and Mam Lilen Dube, right? But it was when he was talking to Mamaralo, and Mamaralo was talking about the divorce, what happened to her, and he said Mamaralo, he said, I won't say the exact words. He said that, you know, what he said, be still, let go, and let God. The devil will never go after something that doesn't have a potential, right? And he said that um, I'll say Zulu again, ungakupanga anyeke athathe, right? Basically, it was translate um, those who didn't give it to you, they won't be able to take it away, right? Also, you know, that message, man, I needed to hear that message at that night. You know, for the first time, and I think, like I said, God was just Mudimu Wakoma. God uses different people, you know, God uses things to heal, or for the message, God sends people, you know, that we to send those people for message that we need at a particular time. That I believe from that day, I truly believe that after I said after I've said to God, do those people have a power than you? God was just like, nah, no, you know, and God just did this thing, man. And the following day, I went to sleep, and I went to sleep literally the following day. Yes, I was left with headache. Like I was left with headache for 2 weeks. You know, I was left with a headache for 2 weeks. You know, but until I met the sangoma that Muti that was I met him, right? Came from him, and I met him by mistake. Literally, I went to Northern Cape, right? I went to Northern Cape because I was shocked that witchcraft happens, right? And I wanted to get away from this family. In fact, I want to get away from this family. You know, fear again. When we say that witches that they just um use muti on you to put fear on you. Literally, that's what that's just all they do. You know, there's people that have no power. They just put fear in on us to stop us from doing what they saw that our life is gonna be. Literally, you know. I went to my sister's place, right? Not my mom's child, my aunt child, right? I went to a place, and I was chilling there, and during the day I was alone. This man came, and he asked for, where are your sisters, right? And I said, no, I don't know where they're not there, they were not there, and he left. Then later I said to her that, oh, there was someone who came looking for you. It was this guy. I described her, and literally she said, no, that was the sangoma. They are sangomas. That was they are sangomas, right? And after the guy left, my headaches were gone. You know, and to show that witches, man, have no power. Literally, we live in fear because of. I personally lived in fear after this thing what happened to me. I lived in fear. This thing happened to me last year. That was 2022, around August, September. And I make this video now. It's, I don't know what's the date. The date probably is 17 June. Since like that time until now, I've just been living my life in fear. Vana, my life I could have just done, went to do what I do, you know, my talent, and do what my ambition on this earth, you know. But because of just that, I've been living in fear, and I was just like, I'm done with fear. I'm done, Vana, I'm done. I'm done with living fear because of people just decided to do dark things, Bonnie. They decided to do dark things that they just want to hold people back and just make people live in dark. Fana, I refuse. You know, I refuse. I'm taking back my life, man. I'm gonna do any and everything that I wanna do on this earth, Fana, that God gave, the talents that God gave to me. I'm gonna do them, Fana. I'm gonna, whew, Anyway, man, I just want to share my story, of witchcraft. That just to tell you guys, now I'm a testimony when they said you can be around, you can be around, you can be surrounded by the most darkest, the most heartless, dark-hearted witches, witches that they can cause, that they can cause, um, that can cause, you know, miscarriage of their own children, just to have ghosts and dark animals, that can cause their kids to be useless, because of the kids they refuse to take their things, and they want your head and walk away. Yeah, their things, man, touched me, man. They literally, psychologically, I'm a bit, touched. I won't lie. I'm a bit touched by their things, but I know that it's not nothing that God can't just fix. Yeah, man. My message, to people out there, man, do not live in fear because of witchcraft. Do not. Witches have no power. Baloi ga bana batla. Baloi ga bana matla. Listen, 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 listen. So yeah, man, that's my message. To don't live in fear because of witchcraft, man. Like I did. I lived in fear for the longest time. Now I'm gonna live my life, man. I'm gonna live my life. So yeah, man, guys, thank you for watching. Please share, comment, yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah.